Hello and welcome back to Miss Crafts-A-Lot's Lair. I am Barbie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am here today to show you how to make a super cute card using the Epic Celebrations Celebration stamp set. A little bit of a tongue twister there. This stamp set is a $50 earned stamp set, so that means that if you spend $50 in other product, you get a chance to pick this or another $50 item for free. You make that a $100 purchase and you can get this stamp set as well as the ribbons we're going to be using today. I am going to be using, it's kind of unraveling here on me, the basic gray shimmer ribbon and the Bermuda Bay shimmer ribbon that is part of the shimmer ribbon packet in the Celebration catalog as well. And so, real fast here to show you our materials for today. We're going to be using a piece of Bermuda Bay for the cardstock. This is 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and it is scored and it is folded at 4 1/4. I am also going to be using a piece of Whisper White. This is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and that's going to be our matte layer. I'm also going to need, I didn't show you the card. Wow. I'm doing real good today. So this is the card we're making. And this one I did a little bit differently. I am going to be putting a scalloped piece of Bermuda Bay behind this for the video card. And then, so we're also going to need a scrap piece of Bermuda Bay and a scrap piece of Whisper White that is big enough to put your circle scallop framelets from the Layering Circles framelit set. So, and here are our ribbons. They're cut at about 5.5 inches long. And I'll show you how to get those all nice and put together. We're going to be using this dots stamp and then the shoes. Anyway, so now that I've completely screwed that part up, inks today Bermuda Bay and basic gray. And basic black as well for the shoes. I have all of my ink pads that I've been using lately down here, so it's kind of getting to be a little bit of a mess. But real fast here, I'm going to go ahead because I am going to stamp these shoes. I'm going to make sure that they're all nice and inked up. Now, the first time I stamped this, I thought something was wrong with my stamp. I went back to look at the case, and it is a little bit worn. So if it looks worn or it doesn't look like it came out all the way, it's because that's not the way that the stamp is made, apparently. I was seeing all of these beautiful cards made with this stamp set, and it didn't dawn on me that it was a little off. So I will just let you know that it is a little off. And it's not just you, and it's not a bad stamp set. It's just the way that the stamp set was made. Not a big deal. And for the other, actually I am going to use, I didn't say this earlier, but I'm using the watercolor pencils in order to color these in, just for the fact that basic gray is an archival ink, so you can't use your blender pen with it. So I am going to go ahead and position my die here on these two pieces of paper, and I will pause the video while I go to run this through the Big Shots, and that way you're not just sitting here looking at a blank screen listening to things turn. I will be right back. And I have returned. I have these two nice pieces, nice and cut out here. And with my watercolor pencils, I'm also using my blender pen. And I'm going to go ahead and color these in where I want the color. I think I'm going to have to sharpen this pencil here coming up. And yes, saying it is a pencil, it can go through a regular pencil sharpener, and if you're working at the time, you can use the clippings a little bit to pick up some extra color. If you're not, it's not too big of a deal. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the basic gray to kind of color in the floor a little. Or give it the illusion of a floor. An artist I have never been accused of being, but this makes it simple. And I have my well-used, lots loved blender pen. And I'm going to go ahead and just color in real fast, kind of spread the color around just a little bit. Mute it down a little bit too. Real quick, because you also don't want to get your paper too wet. Whisper White will disintegrate on you, so not so bad with the blender pens as it will with the aqua painters, but still want to kind of move quick, clean it off, go to the basic gray, and kind of, I'm just going to scribble around here because I'm happy with that. And find my cap here. You want to keep your cap on your blender pens, otherwise they will dry out. And nobody wants a dried out blender pen. So I'm going to let that dry here for just a second. And I'm going to get out, these are my Paper Pumpkin stamp spots. Really pretty easy to use when it comes to these smaller stamps. Bermuda Bay and Basic Gray. And I also need I forgot about my sentiment. The You're Awesome sentiment. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that sentiment here real fast in basic black. Just for that little bit of contrast. And I'm going to put that right about there. As I say, I know I didn't get that dirty. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this because I don't want to stamp myself. I do that too often. And then I'm going to randomly I'm going to start off with a Bermuda Bay. And I'm just going to randomly stamp. I'm going to get my scrap paper out here quick. And I'm going to randomly stamp kind of all over, kind of going off of the page, not doing anything particular, just making a nice little background here for paper. Some of this you'll see, some of it you won't, but that's just fine. I have a little bit of a fascination with making my own DSP look here. And stamp off as much of the Bermuda Bay as possible, and I'm going to go ahead and go into the basic gray and do the same thing. And this particular stamp set is just perfect for in size for this little stamp. Now, Paper Pumpkin, as you've heard me mention, is where I get these little ink spots. So if you are new to stamping and don't have a lot of the ink colors, Paper Pumpkin is a way to start your collection with your of your inks. It's a monthly subscription, and I tend to like it because of the fact that it's everything you need to do to make the kit is in the kit. So, short of paper snips. It's the only thing that doesn't come in your kit. So, you are able to make an entire month's project just by opening a box, basically. And it comes with an exclusive stamp set. And this this coming month in March, order by March 10th, and you will end up getting an extra extra goodies because of the fact that it is the anniversary, 5th anniversary of Paper Pumpkin. So I encourage you, if you want to try Paper Pumpkin, try it definitely in March. So I'm going to go ahead and layer the shoes and the scallop piece. So then that's what I get from there. And then I'm going to be placing this kind of right there. So this is also a good time to use your grid paper, because this is going to help you line this up here, because I'm going to go ahead and this is going to go in the middle, so it's going to go straight down the middle as such. So it's going to be about, I would say, 6 grid spaces or 1.5 inches over from the edge. And then this I put about 3/8 of an inch over from the gray on either side, the Bermuda Bay ribbon. And this is just a way to get these all lined up. So it's about, like I said, it's about 3/8 of an inch in between, a blank space between the Bermuda Bay and the basic gray ribbons. Basic gray is straight in the middle. This I'm just going to put off to the side because this is going to go over, so it's 6 grid spaces over. So that's going to be right about the second one over from this side. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay that down ever so carefully, trying not to move these ribbons too much. And then I'm going to go ahead and lay down some snail, if my snail wanted to work for me here. There we go. And fold the ribbon over to tack it down. And this I find is just the easiest way to line up the ribbon when you're doing it this way, because I'm kind of picky as to my ribbon. and my other embellishments sometimes. Mainly my ribbon though, because I'm going to make sure that that's over. There we go. Just a little bit more. There we go. And tack that down, and there is our ribbon. And, oh, got an itch. Now I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down to my card base. Now, when it comes to ribbon, I don't think there's such a thing as too much snail. I don't want my ribbon to go anywhere. So I am notoriously an over snailer, but when it comes to ribbon, I'm not. I don't take any guff from the ribbon. It's not going to go anywhere on me. And so that's all adhered. Now it's just a matter of getting the dimensionals onto the back of the shoes. So definitely, like I said, if you want to try Paper Pumpkin, Paper Pumpkin is awesome to try, especially when it's the anniversary. And if you like it, order a 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month subscription, and you earn celebration items. So it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned about celebration and Paper Pumpkin and such. So get that nice and adhered straight onto the front of the card. Here is the finished product, and I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I am going to be sharing lots more of the celebration items in coming videos, so you don't want to miss that, so be sure to subscribe. And until next time,